Today I will show you how to set up some of the preferences in your AutoFlex Connect. We start on the home page after logging in. We will then go to the menu and click Administration. We will then press Preferences. First, I will go through some visual and display type preferences. The first is AutoFlex Type. Here we can decide whether we display as a large box AutoFlex or an AutoFlex Mini for our controller type, and then for our expansion box we have the same option. This will control what size of backboard you see in the configuration screen. You should select whatever type your actual hardware is so that things will look as you expect them to look, so that they will look on the online version like they do in real life. The next preference is units. In here, we have all our different units, so we can decide if we want Celsius or Fahrenheit, if we want our speed and distance to be measured in kilometers or miles, if our liquid volume is in liters, gallons, or imperial gallons, if weight is kilograms or pounds, and if wind direction is in direction or in degrees. So you can select whichever options you desire, and then just press Save. The next option is for the buzzer. I don't like having this enabled because if you enable it, then every time you click at something, then an annoying beep sounds. Some people might like to have that so that they know that something's going on, but for me, I just leave it as not enabled. That is the visual preferences. Then there's a couple of technical preferences. I will do AC frequency first. So this one is just your incoming power. Are you running off of 60 Hertz power or 50 Hertz power? I'm in Canada, so it's set to 60 Hertz, which is what it is. So that is good. So you just want to make sure that you set this to whatever your incoming power frequency is. Next, we will look at the relay startup delay. So if we click on this, we have a relay startup delay in seconds. Now this is the time between each relay. So this setting, when your control first starts up, if you have a bunch of relays that are all supposed to be on right away, this delay is the delay in seconds that it will wait between each relay. So right now, it would turn on a relay, we'd wait half a second, turn on the next relay, wait half a second, turn on the next relay, until all the relays that are supposed to be on are turned on. And so if you want a larger gap between that, you can change this and have a much larger delay in between your relays starting up. And you can have it, if you want them to all turn on right as soon as the control starts, you can do that as well. Actually, I will just put it back to the normal. And then finally, we have hysteresis. This sets the hysteresis for all of our different variables. So the temperature hysteresis, the humidity hysteresis, static pressure, wind speed, wind chill, temperature humidity index, THI, CO2, ammonia, lux, barometric pressure, and wind direction. All of these you can set up what you want your hysteresis to be. And hysteresis is basically the amount of overshoot that you have in your equipment. Or, to put it a different way, it's the number of degrees above the set point that a heating stage or relay will switch off, or the number of degrees below the set point that a cooling stage or relay will switch off. For example, if you have a heater with a set point of 68 degrees and a hysteresis of 2, the heater is going to switch on at 68 degrees, and then it's going to keep heating all the way up to 70 degrees. That's that hysteresis of 2 degrees. And then at that point, it's going to shut off. And with a fan, it would be the same thing, so but in reverse. So for a cooling stage, for a fan, let's say you have your set point at 72 degrees, and again, that same 2-degree hysteresis. If your heat is above the 72 degrees, the fan's going to come on, it's going to start cooling, and you're going to cool down to 72 degrees. You're going to cool down past 72 degrees, all the way down to 70 degrees, and then that's that 2-degree band, that hysteresis. At that point, it'll turn off. The other thing to mention is that if we just go back into this hysteresis for a second, if you see this question mark bubble on most of the pop-up boxes and even on the main menu, you will see this. This brings up the in control help, which will often explain things. So here, if we go in, we have a nice write-up on what hysteresis is and why you might use it. And so if you're ever wondering about something in the control, hit that question mark and it'll bring up the help box, and it will probably answer your question for you. Of note, these preferences will be the same for the entire control for all users. You're setting the preferences for the operation of the control itself. And so these preferences, if one user changes the preferences, it changes the preferences for all the users on that device. So that is how you set up your preferences for the AutoFlex Connect.